it's just going to be so overwhelmingly laggy that it's not going to be like really fun to play. Resheep. Resheep. Okay, banish. Okay. Let's go. What am I going to do with that? Alright, we'll get ready and we're going to burn down this boss. If you're melee and you want to attack this boss, if you're melee and you want to rinse. Okay, let's go and pull these. It's 2 months, chill. Well, I don't know, playing a game constantly for 2 months is a lot. I mean, I feel like with any game, like if you play it for 2 months, that's a massive accomplishment. And especially compared to BFA, right? There's a lot of people that got tired of BFA at like level 111. So comparing that to Classic, I think that's much better. I think Classic is doing much better than BFA ever has done. 3 months? Yeah, really. Classic satisfying? Well, I feel like people, they're so invested in their character, right? It's like they get level 60, and it's like, okay, well, fuck this. I'm not going to quit now. Like, I just got level 60. So because they've invested so much time and everything into the game, even if they're not, like, really having a ton of fun in a way, they log on anyway because of, like, the sunk cost fallacy. They're like, man, fuck this. Like, I leveled all day, every night, every day. I'm playing this fucking game. Like, I got the 60. I'm doing Onyxia. You know, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I quit immediately after dinging 60. Oh, wow. I wouldn't have expected that, but I'm sure that some people are like that. But yeah, I feel like that's the way it is for a lot of people, dude. Or at least I think it is. Okay, let's pull this guy here. We're doing great so far. Let's get this guy down. People don't quit Classic because they're trash at retail. I feel like most of the people that... Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of people that play Classic because they can't handle it in retail. That is probably true. But there's also a lot of people... Let's just pull this pack all the way back to where we're at here. Pull it all the way back. I'm going to pull it all the way back. Keep this in mind. Okay, give me a second. But yeah, I think there are a lot of people that play Classic because they're not good enough to play retail. Okay. All the way back, boys. All the way back. Classic, maybe even go back to BFA. Well, I think that's like kind of the funniest thing, right? Is like you don't know what you have till it's gone. And people are like, oh, you know, I hate BFA. And then they play Classic and they're like, man, you know what? BFA is not that bad. But for me, like, I don't know. I've been enjoying Classic a lot. It's been fun to like level other characters. And I think the main thing that I enjoy, and I don't enjoy this at the same time, is like raiding. So what I don't enjoy about raiding is like if there's something that's like really, really simple that everybody should know how to do, right? It's like, okay, put on your pants, and then somebody's got their pants on their head. Like, am I doing it right, guys? Guys. Hey, guy, how we doing? You know, like that kind of stuff drives me crazy. It really annoys the fuck out of me. But outside of that, I mean, I feel like just in general, I enjoy raiding too. I think the best thing about raiding is the gear. That's the main thing that I like about raiding the most, is that, you know, whenever I get something in Classic WoW, I feel like it actually really matters or it means something. Whereas like in retail, I don't know, I feel like it's just, okay, well, I have this for a couple of months and then I'll get something else after that. And there's not really that feeling of like being finished with it and like finality. And I think that's something that I really did like about Classic a lot. And it's a feeling that I wish that I had more in retail WoW. Old School RuneScape is better than Classic WoW. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to play Old School RuneScape. Game just looks like it sucks. Like, everybody says that it's good, but to a certain degree, like, graphics aren't really the most important thing to me as a player. But at a certain point, the graphics do kind of play a role. It's like if the graphics are like just so bad they detract from the game, then, you know, it's like a little bit much for me. Okay, I'm going to get the Core Hound here. Pick this guy up. There's no problem. As well, the issue is Titan Forging. Getting new gear when a new gear comes out isn't a good thing. Well, I feel like it's a good thing, but the issue is like the catch-up gear. Like, whenever the catch-up gear is basically the equivalent of all the gear that you worked hours and weeks for in the previous months, it just kind of makes a person feel like shit, like they wasted their time. They're like, oh man, you know, I've spent so much time trying to get all this gear, and, you know, now I finally have it, and, you know, anybody can get the exact same gear. I don't know. To me, I feel like that's a big problem. Can you guys see what I'm saying here? I'm going to be able to pull him without pulling knees. Because I think if I walk around here, we're going to aggro for sure. Are you annoyed by the toxicity between Classic and retail community? Well, yeah, it's stupid. The thing is, like, the people that do that are just retards. I mean, Classic and Retail they're both good games, and they're good in their own way. Like, in some way, like, Classic is better than Retail and vice versa. I think it's people that, like, a big element to it, I think it's, like, pride and, like, their ego. Because Retail and, like, people have built up such of, like, an identity around, like, being good at this game, that if you ever say that it's easy or something like that, people take it as, like, a personal insult because you're, like, making fun of basically something that they get their self-esteem out of. So you have these people that are really excited to, you know, like, clear Molten Core. They think it's, like, the hardest thing ever. They, you know, fucking, like, they take it super seriously doing MC. And then if this person, you know, who wraps themselves up around, like, you know, being really good at MC, self-sincere. Yeah, I mean, that's about it, Ozzy. Because you can't generalize either game. It's just easy. Well, yeah, and I think also that's why it's such an interesting... It's an interesting topic, right? Because, like, Classic WoW, in a lot of ways, is fundamentally easier than Retail WoW. I mean, only a fool would say otherwise. In terms of, like, rotational, you know, awareness, and many things, Classic WoW is infinitely less complex than Retail WoW. And like, there's no activated abilities. You're just basically hitting a rotation, and that's it, right? Like mages, warlocks, etc. But there's other things that make it more complex. So, like, you have 40-man raids and positioning your raid and making sure everybody knows where to stand, etc. And all of these things do matter. And so I feel like, in general, you have to keep that in mind whenever you use, you know, a pretty good analogy. And then you have the people that think that they're badasses because they eat spicy food. Yeah, it actually works really well. Yeah, they brag, like, oh, I could eat this, you know, or something like that.